So, welcome back. We've already had one argument between John Sinclair and Alan Young. We've also got Dom with us, who owns Peter's Pizzas here in Loughborough. And
somebody chopping onions in the background.
Sounds very skillful, doesn't it?
Probably can't hear that. We're just nipping back to what we were talking about before the break. And Dom, great point about how these other teams and footballers like Jamie Vardy from lower leagues are managing to get a bit of a step up. I can remember when Norwich City were top of the Premier League, or I think it may have been. I think it was.
Well.
Yeah, they were playing in Europe.
Okay.
And I really wanted them to win. I think it's refreshing for some of these teams that you don't think should be up there to have a chance.
Yeah,
it's like the other night we watched Peterborough West Brom, the replay. We've already had a vote round the table, and everybody put their hands up when I asked the question, how many of us wanted Peterborough to win? So
I think it's inspiring, and it brings a freshness to the Premier League. A lot is focused on those 4 or 5 clubs at the top, and then you've got the pretenders. This just wipes the slate clean. It's a fresh start, but also it's inspiring for the city of Leicester.
Do you think we've got a model then, Dom? Do you think we've got a model that the rest of the Premiership are maybe looking at now and trying to work out? Because
I would love that to be the case.
And it's like a well-kept secret about maybe making a pizza or something.
I mean, when
you've got a secret ingredient that your granddad used to,
when I met the team at Peters in Leicester, and they did the team building exercise, and they had pizza making, there was no fakeness to the squad. They were actually it was wholesome. You see a lot of teams, we get on, but you don't know what's going on. With them, it felt real, and that realness is actually translating onto the pitch, and that's what I see. I don't know the dynamics of the squad, but I speaking to a few of the players and just watching them interact with each other, it felt real. You can tell, and that is talking about the pressure and the fearlessness of the team. For me, is the key. And that's why the whole world is going, look at this, and hopefully it will change some of these clubs. I mean, my club, Inter Milan, every week I say I'm never watching them again. Why? Because I don't see them leaving everything on the pitch as a collective. I don't mind losing, but I'd rather lose leaving everything on the pitch. And that's what a real fan wants, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's good.
I like him.
He's good.
He's a good lad for an Inter
fan. If his pizzas are as good as how he talks.
And Inter at the moment, 1 win in 5. I know they came back from a 3-1 down in the last game, didn't they?
It's a 3-3. I mean, the reality of it is we spent a lot of money in the summer, and Mancini, obviously an ex-Leicester player as well. For me, a good manager, but obviously Mourinho's here with us as well in the background.
Oh yeah, we've got a cardboard cutout of Mourinho saying, "I'm not employed." Well, the paper I read this morning, I think he may be employed pretty soon.
He was obviously for us an Inter legend. He gave us the treble, and he kind of went to war with us against, let's say, the hierarchy in Italian football of Juventus, and even a little bit AC Milan with their dictator Berlusconi. I don't want to get into politics with our clubs in Italy, but
obviously there's no passion there. Then I can see that.
Do you know, Twiggy? I wonder how many of the listeners or even the viewers can remember as far back as 1967.
I can.
When I was a child.
Well, year after the World Cup.
Yes. Who won the European Cup?
Celtic.
Correct.
Yeah.
Good lad.
2-1.
Really who scored? Tommy
Gemmell
and
Gemmell.
Stevie Chalmers.
Yeah.
Stevie Chalmers from about a yard out. Ronnie Simpson goal. Tommy Gemmell.
I can remember watching the game.
Jimmy Johnson, John Hughes, Stevie Chalmers, Bobby Lennox, Bobby Murdoch,
Bobby Lennox, what a player!
What and I'm a wee boy, and I was a Rangers.
I
was a Rangers supporter as a boy, but to see Celtic, Lisbon,
Dom,
that's where it was. We were talking earlier in Lisbon. That's right.
I mean, don't rub Dom's nose in it that they lost.
Well, I wasn't even born, so it's all right.
I think Mazzola played in that final.
Mazzola did play in that.
Mazzola.
Can I go back to... Oh, go on. Have you finished?
Yes, I have.
Could I just make a point, just very quickly? Talking about Leicester and that, I think, there's been a few articles this week about the role that Nigel Pearson played in the Leicester team that we've got now. I think 8 of the regular team that go out there were Pearson boys, including like Jamie Vardy, who had a difficult first season. And somebody even suggested that if Leicester win the league, that he should be on the bus with Claudia. I don't know whether that had happened, but you've got to give a lot of credit to Nigel, because it's almost surprising that he hasn't gone back into management somewhere. But
can that's a good point. Your timing's spot on, even though this is completely unscripted. Your timing's very good. You can tell you're ex-BBC. A friend of mine, for his sins, is a big Derby fan, and he was talking to me the other day, and he was saying, what do you think about the rumours the paper talk about Pearson? And I said, well, according to the lads that I work with on this show, he actually, and you can't take it away from him, that he actually laid down the foundations to build the sturdy building, because that's what you start with. So would he be a good buy for Derby? A good hire? So. I think it's a good question.
Absolutely. I think they're made for one another. And what they've got going at Derby, listen to the Derby chairman, Twiggy, he's saying, you're 5th in the league, but it's not progressing the way we wanted it to progress. Yeah. Nigel wouldn't stand for that. Nigel would say, he'd tell him to stuff it or something. But when Nigel came to Leicester City, he didn't just build a team, he built a club.
I think that's what the guy at Derby was on about, the academy and everything that wraps around
the whole kit and caboodle, yes. And I think that's what Nigel... There's a work in progress at Derby. And I think Nigel would be the ideal candidate to go in there.
I know we're not here to talk about Derby. I thought it was quite relevant about the Pearson thing, because I think, he does need a pat on the back.
I also think people that need a pat on the back as well is, we're not doing a far-flung fox this week. But I think there are 2 people at a football club, and I'm not going to even try to say their names, other than one's called Top. Another one's Top's dad. The owners. And I think they've got an awful lot of credit, and I think they should be given the honour of being our far-flung foxes, Phil. So your pizzas,
do they get a prize?
Your pizza's in the post, folks.
Should we send them a card?
Do they? Here's a question. You might know this, Stinky. You've been around a bit. Do they get involved day to day, or do they just not?
Well, I think to some extent, Top's father, Top, if you want to call him that, tends to. I mean, obviously they've got businesses in Thailand, so I think they tend to travel quite a lot. But they've got a chairman, got a lady chairman and stuff. So I guess they get involved when they need to. But their plan was for Leicester to be where they are now. So I guess now, at what point? I mean, we'll get onto this probably in a future programme. Do they start thinking about what they're going to do next season? They're probably, future planning, if you like, because we may be talking European football, and they'll be talking to Ranieri about the squad and so on.
Draw Inter Milan, couldn't we?
Yeah, what a question!
If we get into the Champions League,
Dom, so the draw's been made. It's your lot against the Foxes.
I'm going to hide. For a while.
What colour scarf are you going to wear? Are you going to wear a split one?
No. I'm definitely into colours. I bleed into colours.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Well,
no.
Sorry. That's the end of this conversation.
I think it's fair. No, to be fair.
How can you sit there and support Inter Milan?
Well, I sit here and support Everton, but I do quite like.
Well,
I like to see Leicester
it was.
How can you support Everton?
You said you were going to get Everton in at one stage, didn't you?
He did.
Anyway, it's nice that we've not mentioned my score prediction from last week.
Well, I was waiting for somebody else to do that.
Fire away, John.
No, but what did you predict last week?
2-0.
2-0 to Man City.
Man City. What?
Shows you.
I did laugh.
Hey, he knows. Twiggy knows his football from A to B.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between. Is that what you're saying? There's nothing in between. Hey. Do you know? I can see why we don't
Manchester
get on.
City.
Just a point on the media, because I was only reading yesterday that there was some guy from Austria trying to get in touch with fans. And the media are interested in Leicester around the world. I think you mentioned it earlier, didn't you? That it's amazing at the moment, because they all want a piece of what Leicester are doing.
This is going to be the next generation coming in, especially in places like Italy and Europe and worldwide even. Yeah. I've seen even cousins of mine in Italy with their photos, and there's kids in the background with football tops, and it's the Leicester top. And why is that? Or you're influenced, whoever's winning, and if you're young, you go, well, what's the top club at the moment? And obviously the Premier League. The Premier League is respected all over the place.
Can I say that didn't happen in my case with Everton? I didn't support them because we were
generally
winning.
You're influenced by who's winning,
and
the hype surrounding what's happening. And if there's kids in Italy wearing the Leicester top, you know, it puts the city on the map as well.
It's a bit how Manchester United kind of grew, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, when I first came back to England, it was Liverpool, Man U, and so. But I went totally the wrong way. I went Crystal Palace, but which had nothing to do with anything.
Can we edit that
Twiggy, did you know? God, Crystal Palace, that's a horrible place. That horrible ground. Did you know that Leicester was the #1 trend in the world?
Oh yeah, on Twitter, wasn't it?
On Saturday. Yeah, in the world. Now it takes me back to a television programme that we spoke about on this show a few weeks back. The little lad in Kenya.
Yeah.
Right, and just popping the camera pans over to him. What's he got in his head? A Leicester City bubble hat.
Wow.
Brilliant.
You know, with the badge right at the front there and a big smiling face. And you think, where did he get it? Now, will they know? They must know through some means about Leicester City. Every country in the world. I got a message, Phil. I think you got it as well. For a guy in America who runs a radio show, and he wants me to go on his radio show.
Wow.
To talk about Leicester City.
That's what's happening.
How wild is that?
Did you check out the terms and conditions and how much you get paid?
I've told him I'll let him know.
I thought you might.
I prefer doing this show.
Oh, nice. Twiggy! Twiggy's smiling.
That shut you up, wasn't it?
You know, for the first time in years, I'm actually quite speechless.
He's got emotional now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. You'll have to carry on. I don't know. So, the game then last Saturday, we'll just nip back to that again. So, who was your man of the match then, Youngy?
I think it's got to go to Rob Huth. You know, 2 goals and a mastered performance with all of the back four. Once again, Twiggy, we've got every player contributing, and it's difficult to pick a man of the match.
But it gets
but
more
Big
difficult.
Rob, 2 goals, kicked Aguero a couple of times, which I liked. And,
he wasn't in the game, was he, till the end,
till
really?
He scored, and he's a hint of offside, by the way.
Yeah, they said that, actually. I heard that.
But anyway, you know, it is what it is. Big Hootie, marvellous. If he can continue that up until the end of the season, it'll be absolutely brilliant.
Dom, did you get man of the match?
For me, it's, you know, Mahrez, but I don't want to say the obvious, but yeah, I mean, technically, and the way he plays, go back to that fearless thing. Yeah. He's going to inspire kids all over the world.
I think he's been given a license by the manager to play. He's our go-to man, Twiggy. He plays just sort of free.
Yeah.
He picks the ball up. They give the ball to him. If they want something to happen, they give the ball to Mahrez. And Jamie knows then that he can go. He'll know that Mahrez will find him.
Yeah.
With his range of passing, and you know, stuff like that. So I think it's the whole thing. He goes out. He makes so many mistakes at times. Gives the ball away at times. Players will put up with that because they know he's going to produce.
That's creativity, isn't it?
Magic.
Because that magic will come from the mistakes. It's instinctive football. So, you know, like you're talking about the fearlessness, it's that. But I think now with Leicester City, it's becoming less about Vardy and Mahrez, but every player's being mentioned. You know.
Do you know? I'd agree with that. I noticed that on Saturday. So it wasn't just the two.
So now the whole team is grown as a team.
Because I think he's playing out of his skin at the moment.
Well, I posted on Facebook that I heard a little sniff that Danny was going to be in the 40.
Yeah, that's right. For England.
Has he not been picked?
No.
And apparently not.
Oh, that's ridiculous. If there's any midfield player in Britain, in the world, playing better than Danny Drinkwater, well, maybe Kanté is.
So why would he not be picked then? You tell me, because I have no answer to that.
There isn't any reason.
They've got an embarrassment of riches in midfield. Not.
But, you know, he's played for a club that are top of the Premier League. Surely, you know, that says something about how he's playing.
Well, wasn't Hodgson at the game on Saturday?
Yeah,
I think he was at the game.
He was at the game, yeah.
Does he not know that?
He was at our game against Stoke as well.
Have got that sale on. I don't know what he's looking at then.
No.
So there we go. Right, okay, we'll have another quick break. We are live at Peter's Pizzeria in Loughborough. Go and get yourself a cup of tea or something a little bit stronger. We'll be back in a tick.